Welcome back to The Explainer. Let's jump right in. Picture a beautifully crafted wooden toy sitting on a retail shelf in London, New York, or Tokyo. Have you ever actually stopped and wondered about the invisible machinery that got it there? Well, today, we are mapping out the wooden toy export journey. We're pulling back the curtain on this incredibly complex global supply chain that transforms raw materials into international retail successes. Okay, let's dive into this. How exactly do wooden toys reach global markets? I mean, on paper, it seems simple enough, right? But anyone working in international trade knows the reality. That gap between a bustling factory floor and a pristine global retail shelf is absolutely vast. And honestly, it's filled with 1,000 tiny critical variables. Which brings us to a harsh reality, and it's a bit of a mic drop moment. It is much more than just manufacturing. It's so easy to obsess over the production line, the cutting, the sanding, the shaping. But assuming production is the only challenging part is a classic B2B misconception. Making the product, that's literally just the starting gun of a grueling international marathon. So the very first hurdle of that marathon is sourcing. And to be clear, this isn't just some administrative checklist. It is the critical foundation. If you don't find the exact right materials from day one, we're talking the precise grade of sustainable wood, the safest non-toxic finishes, the entire production is doomed before the machines even turn on. The materials you source dictate the success, safety, and compliance of absolutely everything that follows for your global retailers. Okay, so once you have those perfect materials and the toys are fully constructed, you hit the ultimate quality gate: inspection and finishing. International guyers operating at a high level, they simply do not tolerate splinters or uneven paint jobs. In fact, failing just a single international safety standard can result in entire shipments being completely rejected. There's no way around it. This phase is meticulously rigorous and completely non-negotiable. It's about ensuring every single piece meets incredibly high expectations before it's ever allowed to be boxed up. But here's the thing. A perfectly finished wooden toy means absolutely nothing if it arrives in pieces. Secure export packaging isn't just tossing it in a standard cardboard box. It must act like a protective suit of armor against the totally unpredictable rigors of global shipping. We're talking turbulent oceans, rough port handling, massive temperature swings. This packaging is your literal physical shield, standing between your pristine product and a highly dissatisfied international buyer. And this brilliantly illustrates the final massive hurdle: smooth logistics and shipping support. Navigating complex international customs, securing notoriously tight container space, managing wildly unpredictable freight schedules, it's daunting. Getting products safely across the ocean requires a really deep, specialized understanding of global logistics to prevent what could easily become a costly bureaucratic nightmare. So, when we pull all of these elements together, we get a complete anatomical breakdown of a reliable export process. Step 1, sourcing materials. Step 2, quality inspection and finishing. Step 3, secure export packaging. And finally, Step 4, smooth logistics and shipping support. You simply cannot skip a step. They act as this delicate, interconnected ecosystem where every single phase matters immensely when you're supplying products to international buyers. To see how this actually looks in practical application, let's examine Pravara International. They're a company laser-focused on building a streamlined sourcing and export process. They recognize that friction in global B2B trade usually happens in the chaotic spaces right between the steps we just discussed. So their entire operational model is basically designed as a funnel to smooth out this complex journey specifically for wooden toys. Let's move to and see how this builds into their daily operations. Pravara systematically executes this process by focusing on 4 key things to ensure success: maintaining consistent product quality, hitting highly reliable dispatch timelines, utilizing strictly export-ready packaging, and managing that really smooth coordination from the factory right through to shipment. They are effectively connecting all those complex gears so their buyers don't have to. So, the crucial point is beautifully summarized in their core philosophy. Because in global trade, reliability builds long-term partnerships. In the high-stakes world of B2B commerce, sure, a flashy catalog might win you a first order, but ultimate reliability, that is the only true currency. Trust is forged when international buyers can literally sleep at night, knowing the entire invisible chain, from that very first cut of wood all the way to final delivery, is handled flawlessly. Which leaves us with this final, provocative thought directly from the source material.
Need sourcing or export support? Let's connect. It's a fantastic moment for all of us to kind of step back and reflect on the supply chains we manage or interact with. Where are your hidden gaps? Are your products truly protected for the global journey? Because in a world connected by sprawling trade routes, having a reliable partner isn't just a nice bonus, it is the absolute foundation of your business. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.